my abilities too. Read the room.
The black flame candle, made from the fat of a hangman, legend says that on a full moon, it will raise the spirits of the dead when lit by a virgin on Halloween night.
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken is a spook show celebration, starring Don Knotts in his prime. When every look could elicit a side-splitting laugh, the movie performs like a playful tribute to an already antiquated brand of spookiness. The creepy old mansion full of shadows and cobwebs was a blast from the past when the film released in 1966. It frolics with classic Halloween imagery and a cartoonish portrayal of the paranormal. A superfluous plot of newspaper men and judicial drama provides plenty of comedic opportunity. The convincingly established small-town feel is complementary to the old scary estate mythos. It's a genteel reality, idyllic in the earliest traditions of Hollywood Americana. The film is more mystery than anything resembling horror, and is of course first and foremost an outright comedy. Yet, as someone who grew up with the Haunted House episode of the Andy Griffith Show on VHS, seeing Don Knotts goof around a haunted house is an eternal joy. Phantom organ players and bleeding portraits have never been so much fun.
There's a man in my town who has a car just like the one in Ghost and Mr. Chicken that Don Knotts was driving around in on that scary stormy night.
One thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you, and I never will be. Someone who loves how it sounds when they speak. You're not telling the truth, no, you're just being mean. You're just being. One thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you, and I never will be. Someone loves how it sounds when they speak. You're not telling the truth, no, you're just being mean. I went outside just to cry, had this look in your eye like you won. Oh, but I can't be surprised, you care less the more damage you've done. I'm glad you're working through all your issues. Projecting on me will never be the way to fix you. You said I take too much space, and that one thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you, and I never will be. Someone who loves how it sounds when they speak. You're not telling the truth, no, you're just being mean. You're just being. One thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you, and I never will be.
Sometimes, for the sake of your sanity, your only option is to just chuck it in the pit and move on.
When the abuser and their troop of flying monkeys start their smear campaign, do not respond, block them, shut them out. In the beginning, it will be hard to do this, but that is the only way to rid yourself of these toxic parasites.
You can't fool a highly intuitive and powered empath.
They sense when you're playing the nice guy, when you're actually self-absorbed and selfish. They know when you're covertly putting them down and trying to deflate them. They can discern the motives of people far more quickly and accordingly than the average person. They instinctively know when someone's true character contradicts their words. When they tap into their intuition, they discover the discrepancies.
Don't get it twisted, narcissists understand exactly what you are saying. It's not a communication problem. It's a, I don't want to take accountability for my actions problem, so I play stupid.
Today's tip. Don't be an drive faster, you drink some water. Don't ask stupid questions.
Sometimes avoiding conflict to keep the peace can start a war inside of you. It won't do you any good. Speak your truth. Don't be an enabler. Let them carry that shit, not you.
More people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them. The fake apology, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it that way, okay? I'm sorry. Happy now? I was only joking. You know I didn't mean it. Sorry you took it that way.
Sometimes, for the sake of your sanity, your only option is to just chuck it in the pit and move on.
I admire people who have the courage to tell honest and raw stories about themselves. The ugliest part, the parts that make them look bad. There's so much gold in every piece. It shows that we all mess up. We all have some parts that are awful, unaccountable, and traumatizing. These people are living proof of how you can let hardship shape you into a better person. There is always someone on the verge of growth who needs to hear that you can be strong, capable, and damn beautiful, even though you've made some fucked up choices along the way.
So happy I don't have a fake image to maintain. What you see is what you get. Some days I'm amazing, other days I'm a wreck, but every day on me.
You learn to fight, to survive, to shut down, to keep your guard up, to hold your breath, to expect nothing and be prepared for anything. In this season, may you learn to breathe, laugh, sleep, dance, love, be free, be yourself, blossom, again or for the first time.
The narcissist will continue to wound you and then heal the wound by inflicted, creating a relationship which becomes both your present and your prison in your sanctuary.
The person who broke you is never going to be the one who fixes you.
Remember that next time the narcissist bring you flowers and you experience relief because the abuser has stopped.
Abuse at the nursing home, confinement, emotional abuse, exploitation, passive neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, willful deprivation.
It feels like summer, and it feels like summer. Feels like summer, and it feels like summer. There was something in your eyes that made me let go. Made me let go. Made me let go. We were sleeping in the backseat, talking to the moon. Had everything we needed. And now that winter's come and gone, I'm 17 again. My heart is beating stronger. And every time I think of you, it's taking me back there, taking me back there. And it feels like summer. Like summer, and it feels like summer. Oh, it feels like summer.
Yo. Remembering the late, great Fred Gwynne on his birthday. He was born July 10, 1926. He is greatly missed.
To get on that all alone. Tell me what to do, I'm trying to go to bed. Party every day, I'm trying to get in. Setting up a gun, I'm setting up to get. I'm better all alone. With the big boys coming with the big stuff. I feel so good, I got money in my shine. Big boys coming with the big truck. Feel so good, I got money in my shine. Big boys coming.
Nothing hurts a narcissist more than ignoring them. It renders them insignificant, meaningless, and void. That is the deepest fear of a narcissist, having people turn their back on them and let go, because there is no greater narcissistic injury. It is literally emotional annihilation. Being alone for a while is dangerous. It's addicting. Once you see how peaceful it is, you don't want to deal with people anymore.
Lost my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side.
If you could see people's souls, you wouldn't sleep with just anyone.
Our reactions, more commonly known as reactive abuse, can land us in a lot of trouble, even in prison. They make us even hate ourselves. Hey, who and what we become. All I can say is that it is not easy. Sometimes it is impossible to have no reaction to the abuse that we endure. The only way to it is to get clear of it, is step out of the circle, to see things for what they are. There is no winning when you stay in a relationship with an abuser. My theory in the past was, to stop the chattering and the abuse is to end my life. Not that I wanted to die, I just wanted to stop the pain. Don't stay in an abusive relationship. Get out. It will destroy you.
Spooky.
Michael Myers, Spirit Store, October 2021.
Manipulation tactics used by narcissists.
Gaslighting and word salad.
Some like to impregnate their partners for control in ownership.
Through a smear campaign.
They brainwash you with lies.
Parent alienation. They control you financially.
They use sex as a weapon.
They create a false image of themselves.
Be kind to yourself and others. Sounds like bullshit to me. Your words don't match your actions, Nurse Ratchet.
South Windsor, Connecticut.
If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Jim Morrison.
The music and voices are all around us.
It's 1975, and I'm 11. My sea monkeys have arrived. I saw the ad in the back of my comic book and they looked so cute. And the ad said you could train them to do tricks, too. But I hatched them, and waited several days and they look nothing like the picture. They are tiny things that just swim around all day and don't do anything. I'm so disappointed. A whole $1 down the drain. This is the first time I felt gypped.
If the narcissist supporters know that the narcissist was abusive toward you, and they still remain friends with the narcissist, they're toxic, plain and simple, especially the ones that were abused by the same person.
How to talk to the wind. If the wind falls silent, she is listening to you speak. Always whisper. In case there is a wind swirl carrying autumn leaves, step back, let her dance. Don't go outside if the wind is howling. The ghosts are passing through. She already knows everything about you. Never lie. You may play the flute. Listen to storms. Don't talk. She gives life to words. Make them meaningful, especially when you talk to her. When you're outside in the wind, open your arms and let her blow away all the negativity over you.
The black flame candle, made from the fat of a hangman, legend says that on a full moon, it will raise the spirits of the dead when lit by a virgin on Halloween night.
There are animals carrying messages for you that are patiently waiting for you to notice them.
The Blair Witch Project was released on July 14, 1999, 23 years ago today.
The narcissist isn't a tortured soul who needs your special kind of love. Almost every empath who's ever been in a relationship with a narcissist has held the belief that if they could just show the narcissist how deep their unconditional love ran, then the narcissist would finally have an epiphany where he or she realized that there is a special and rare kind of love available to them. After all, the love of an empath certainly has its healing qualities, but it does nothing to change a narcissist's behaviors or motives in the relationship. Narcissists are morally bankrupt individuals who do not appreciate the things other people do for them. Instead, they feel completely entitled to whatever love and devotion are directed towards them.
Covert narcissists
are very difficult to recognize and even more difficult to expose. They appear wounded and gentle, even vulnerable and humble. They portray themselves as dedicated to a path of enlightenment, but don't practice what they preach. They reel you in by appealing to your sense of empathy. The lack of overt arrogance will derail your fears and suspensions. They epitomize a wolf in sheep's clothing. Beware. You can't work things out with a wicked person that enjoys being evil.
Don't be fooled into thinking that because someone is nice to you, they couldn't make someone else's life a living hell. Their behavior in private may be totally different from what they allow you to see. Never dismiss someone's account of abuse just because you haven't witnessed their ugly side.
Beat nuts, Mr. Meth. You know how we do. Se acabó. Free drinks in the house. Word. Everybody drinking tonight. Get that weed. Por ahí viene el perro, por ahí viene. Everybody get right. Cae la gorda. Yo, check it out. Swing the bat on you like the devil himself. Put it on in sickness or health. Make it you could only breathe with help. I ain't playing. You don't wanna hear what you're saying yourself. Hit the street with incredible beats. We renowned for tearing it down. Never have you heard a similar sound. Like a drop off when shit pop off. Feel a hot one. Start scorching from a hot gun. Niggas get lost in the buildings with money and the children. Not the type to talk too much or catch feelings. Dominican flag over the bed on the ceiling. Protect everything I rep. That's the first thing, many things follow. Bullets stay hollow.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No, shame on you and only you. You took advantage of my giving nature and what you thought was unlimited second chances. Do not take on the guilt they should be feeling.
Too many people feeling bad for believing that a person actually was real or telling the truth. We end up the ones feeling bad for giving them another chance and wanting to see the best in them, while they have no remorse and call us stupid or naive. You don't always know who a person is until you know. We have to be vulnerable sometimes in order to let people in and take a chance on people. Untrustworthy people should be proud of themselves. They taught us just how many shitty people there are in this world. They have taught many to be like them and trust no one and never allow themselves to be vulnerable. Narcissists hate to be vulnerable. They just keep passing on the negativity and then shaming people for giving them a chance. I am not saying we have no responsibility. Of course, if a person keeps doing something, you are responsible to take yourself out of there and protect yourself, but the problem is we take on more of the guilt and shame than they do. We are not bad for giving a person a chance, they are bad for taking advantage of it.
Disclaimer, you could learn to trust again and have appropriate boundaries and standards.
Estoy loco por ti. Hoy ya no vuelan mariposas, ya no quedan rosas, de esas que en verano me regalabas tú.
Spanish is a beautiful language. You don't say I love you in Spanish. You say,
Yo quiero comer culo.
which translates to you are the light of my life. That's so beautiful.
May I help you? Like, do we got a problem? You looking at?
I no longer need hardcore proof to validate what my intuition tells me. If something feels off about a person, place, thing is because something is off. I'm not sticking around to discover what it is. My time and my energy are way too valuable.
Covert narcissist
are very difficult to recognize and even more difficult to expose. They appear wounded and gentle, even vulnerable and humble. They portray themselves as dedicated to the path of enlightenment, and they'll reel you in by appearing to your sense of empathy. The lack of covert arrogance will derail your fears and suspicions. They epitomize as a wolf in sheep's clothing. Beware.
Pay close attention to the narcissist assassinations. This is called projection. They accuse you of the very thing that they are doing.
When a bird is alive, it eats ants. When the bird has died, ants eat it. One tree can be made into 1,000,000 matchsticks, but only one matchstick is needed to burn 1,000,000 trees.
Circumstances can change at any time. Don't devalue or hurt anyone in this life.
You may be powerful today, but time is more powerful than you.
Spanish is a beautiful language. You don't say I love you in Spanish. You say,
Yo quiero comer culo.
which translates to you are the light of my life. That's so beautiful.
Feels like summer. And it feels like summer. Feels like summer. And it feels like summer. Oh, feels like summer. And it feels like summer. Feels like summer. And it feels like summer. Feels like summer. And it feels like summer. Feels like summer. And it feels like summer.
The toxic. You all turned to God in the end, but I was with him all along.
I don't know who needs this message, but seriously, you did the right thing. You didn't overreact, you just finally got sick of their bullshit or lies or manipulation. Stop feeling guilty. You tried so many F-king times. You gave them so many chances. This is a blessing. It's time to move on.
Me, excited to learn about psychology to understand people better. Me, after I understand people better.
Most annoying thing about being an empath. That people don't realize that you have powers and that you can practically read their minds. And all the gifts that God gives you to go with it and how protected you are. And all that energy, I can feel you from far away. And I have to cleanse myself a lot because of it.
When you refuse to take their craft anymore, watch the monster come out. They don't like losing control of you. After all the work they did, how dare you actually not let them take advantage of you? I mean, what is wrong with you? LOL.
It is not just about learning to recognize who are the narcissists are in your life. It is also about utilizing our own strength and knowing we can handle this. Whatever happens, even if you meet another narcissist, as soon as you recognize it, you will walk away with dignity and respect. It's about knowing you will be okay no matter what, because you won't let yourself not be okay. You will never let anyone take your power away again.
Holes exist, and unfortunately in this world, there are a lot of them. My opinion, we can't control who we meet, but we can control our reaction to them. We can control how much we let them under our skin. It's about learning to trust yourself, and no matter what people do to you, you will be okay. Because you will never give your power away again. God bless.
I just want my socks from his house, and after that, I'm done for real. Narcissists keep your belongings as hostages, or they have no intention of returning anything, especially if it's nice stuff.
Lost my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side.
If I can give you any advice, don't get involved with the new supply and flying monkeys, approaching you when they have woke up and seen what the user is. Reminder that when they were with the abuser they were party to, who abusing you. Perhaps you even tried to help them and to enlighten, or warn them, and you were not well received. So when they do have any empathy and apologize to you, accept it, but don't get involved in their lives, because that will only serve to set you back on your own healing path.